Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to go through the proper procedure of how to change a faucet. This faucet is not working here, so under here, it's leaking. You can see where that they piggyback that valve, 3/4. It's a probably it's a 1/2 inch valve, 3/8 valve, quarter turn. So we can shut that off. We're gonna come over here and see if we find the other valve. The other valve's right there. So we're gonna turn this valve off too. Shut these two valves off. So now once you shut the valves off, you have to make sure there's no water coming out of here. Okay, there's no water coming out of there. Now second, what you gotta do is disconnect these supply lines up here. I don't know if you can see up there, but there's two supply lines at the top. It may be a little challenging to hold the camera and turn this at the same time, but I'm gonna try to do it with my trusty channel locks here. Everybody that does plumbing should have a pair of channel locks. So basically, we're just gonna give it a little turn, not too rough. Just good enough to get it to move. I think that just moved, so I'm gonna see. Nope. I gotta turn it a little bit more. This little. I gotta give it a. I think it's moving. Okay. So that one is. A little water's gonna come down, but that's okay. Now what you can do about that, just remember the hot and cold, because sometimes hot and cold is backwards, so just remember which side the hot and cold is on. Hot is typically on the right, cold is typically on the left, most situations. So that one's loosened up right there. So we got those two disconnected. Now these might be just hand tight, so I'm just going to spin these out if they're hand tight. If I could get up in there, and these are just, see how far they come out, just being hand tightened on. And now just got to spin them off. That one's off. Let's see if I can get this one. I believe this is a Delta faucet. I'm not sure. I think this is a Delta single-handle faucet, ADA approved. So just spin it out like that. Now, once we drop that out, we're gonna come up here. This out. So now that's your faucet. Your faucet is removed. Now you have your new faucet, which is in this box here. Now flip it over so it's the right way. Open it up. Pretty much the same thing. You have your wing nuts. You have this, and that. The tag is always the hot side is usually the tag. It's kind of hard for me to hold this camera and do it at the same time. So typically what you would do is you would clear off this little area here. Let's see if I can find a rag, clear this off real quick to show you. See what we got here. Well, we don't really have a rag right here, but we can do this. Let's wipe this off. Just get this out of the way. So get all this out of the way. So that's cleared off right there. Alright? So this one doesn't have a sprayer, so we're not using the sprayer hose. And the faucet's going to cover up those 3 holes right there. So before we put the faucet in, put the old faucet right there. Maybe we could use it for spare parts. There's probably some good parts on it that you still can use. These faucets always have spare parts that you can always use. If you know how to rebuild a faucet, it makes your job easier when you have the right stuff to do it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do to stop this faucet off, those little holes right there, I'm gonna put those little pegs in there, metal, I call them pegs, they're probably threaded rod, you could call it, but I'm trying to do this with single-handedly because I don't have an actual stand, and I don't have a videographer right here with me, so I'm just gonna screw these in. This process is taking longer because I'm doing it all one-handed. But this should, you know, if you don't run into any problems, should take you about, let's say, 10-15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on the difficulties you have and what tools you have. There's all kinds of tools on the market that makes this job easier. So that's another thing to think about. I want to make sure that these are not different threads on each side. And they look the same. Okay. I just didn't want to put the wrong thread in the wrong location and find out that there's a thread on one side and not the thread on the other side. Then I got to reverse it once I get down there. As long as they're equally threaded, you can. And hopefully I'm going to do a better video than this, because this is probably not giving you all the stuff you need to know. But this is just the basics. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's going on here. So people who never changed a faucet will have a general idea. Now for you professional guys out there, this video is not for you. I might make another video for the professional faucet changes out there. Because there's a lot of ways to change these faucets. And every way works better for the person doing the installation. Most important thing, when you install this faucet, make sure it's facing the right direction. Okay, if there's a label on it, I think the label should be facing the front. I could be wrong, but maybe I am wrong, because there is a label here, but it looks like it's facing the back of the faucet. Huh, that is weird, because this is the front of the faucet. The front of the faucet is where the handle faces. So if I turn the spout around, so this is the front. They actually have the label on the back. Some faucets have it in the front. Okay, remember, the hot water is the one with the tag. Typically, you will put some silicone around here. Before you dry this off real good, real good, put a bead of silicone around all 3 outer circles. If you don't have silicone, you can always use plumber's putty. Something to keep the water from going down. But because this faucet and sink is going to get replaced in the next couple of months, or even less than that, this is only a temporary fix. So we're not putting silicone down. We're just going to put it here. We're going to get underneath and mount it, just so the tenant can have hot and cold water to cook, clean, all that good stuff. So we're going to get back under here. I'm going to put my camera, well, maybe I can hold it up. Just got to be careful how I do this. I'm going to put my wing nuts. See, this is where you need 2 people or extra hand. Because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to screw this on without making that faucet flip. And you see it flips a couple of times. But once I get this snugged up there, I won't have that problem anymore. Just got to get it balanced out. Keep in mind, if you've got 2 hands, it makes this a lot easier. If you have a helper, it makes it. Now, I'm not going to tighten it all the way because I want to reposition that faucet. So I'm going to put the other one over here. It's lightly screwed in. Just take your time. Don't cross thread anything. Just make sure you get it on there. If you're forcing it, it means it's not going the right way. You shouldn't have to force it. If you find yourself forcing it, stop, take it off, inspect the threads, inspect everything, and then do it again. So now I got my faucet pretty much in the middle, right where I want it. I want it like right there. I want it so it's kind of centered. So I'm going to double check it one more time before I actually do the final tight. But let's snug it up just a little bit more, just so I can see what's going on up there. Now I think You do it. Normally, if you got 2 people, you won't be doing this. You put the faucet, the guy will hold it on a spot, and you're good to go. So we're gonna put this back together. Tighten this bad boy up nice and snug. As snug as you can get it. Usually hand tight is pretty good because they got these pretty good wing nuts on it. They give you pretty good leverage. Some people get a channel lock and tweak it. We're not going to do all that tweaking today. Okay, spread these out a little bit. Start with the cold water first, nice and slow. Just thread it up. Now these don't have to be too tight because these are compression fittings. They want them snug, but don't have to be over tightened. No Teflon tape needed at all. I see a lot of guys wrap these with Teflon tape. If you want to, it's up to you. Honestly, you don't have to. Like you're just doing something that don't need to be done, to be honest with you. I'm going to snug these up. I'm not going to tighten them all the way, but I'm going to give them a snug so they're not like, okay, right there, snugged. You don't want to over tighten it because then you might twist the copper tube. If you start twisting the copper tube, then you got another problem. So you don't want that. Okay, and I might get this one on. This one looks like it's pretty. Give it one more snug. I think that's snug right there. Whoop, that's a little bit loose. Give it a little. I think that's snug. Right. I do have another tool for this. Not to endorse any product, but Husky makes a pretty good tool for changing faucets. They make a pretty good tool. In my opinion, I like it better than the rigid tool. Because the Husky tool is, you just buy a piece of ratchet set with extension on it and put it in. So I just turn the water on. I got no leaks underneath. Now before you open this faucet, very important, real quick, take off the aerator. Do not leave this aerator on. Take this, you can put a cloth around it so you don't scratch the metal, but this aerator should come off. The reason why you take this aerator off, because in the event there's any debris that's in your faucet, you do not want to jam up the aerator. So you run the cold water for a little bit. I might have to remove this over a little bit. That's a little slanted. I'm going to see if I can do it manually. So hot, cold. I ran it for a little bit. It seems fine. I'm going to adjust this faucet because it is crooked. Like I said, if you got 2 people, it makes it a whole. Lift up that one at the bottom and just slide it forward. It's a quick fix. It's a quick fix, but if you have a second person, it makes it so. Just do this one. This one to slide it back. There we go. Slide that one back so now it's even. We'll go up to the top and just make sure. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, we're pretty good there. Yeah, it's not too bad. That looks decent. Okay. We ran the water. We ran hot and cold. We'll put the aerator back on. And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the basics on how you change a faucet. Now, there are faucets that's going to give you more trouble than this. Trust me, they will give you trouble. But this is just the basics. Test the aerator. That's how it should look when it comes out. It should be no spraying on the sides, nothing else. It should be a nice stream like that. If we had a diverter with a sprayer, we would test that operation out, but we don't have one. So right now, I'm gonna mop up some of this water under here and remove that bucket so our tenant is happy. But I'm Neza Porter, and I'm showing you basically how to change a faucet. Till later. Thanks, guys.